Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back. Thank you for stopping in to check out the video. Today, we're going over an update that we received from Call of Duty this afternoon regarding the Richochet anti-cheat team and a report on their progress over Season 3. I wanted to stop and make a video about this. I was working on some other things, and I saw this come out this afternoon. Said, we've got to get something out and put our thoughts on this out there right now. So we're going to take a look at this together, go over what they have to say, along with some other updates they have regarding the servers and some updates that came in later this evening regarding ranked play. So let's get into this. Okay, so first we're going to touch on this update we got today about the Richochet anti-cheat. Call of Duty released this on their official Twitter page earlier this afternoon in regards to the return of Verdansk and the anti-cheat's performance. So they said here, Verdansk is back, and for the first time in the map's history, ranked play has arrived. Hold that thought and keep that in mind for later. Our commitment is to keep cheaters out of the game, and for those who make it past our initial systems, identify and remove them as quickly as possible. The Richochet anti-cheat team is hard at work taking on would-be cheaters throughout the game, including those looking to steal leaderboard glory. Here's a recap of the results we saw during the Season 3 launch. And so we have a look here at the blog post. So first of all, there's a lot of information in here and a lot of strongly worded information, which typically I don't remember having ever seen anything quite like this from Richochet before. I mean, a lot of it's the same kind of smoke and mirrors we're accustomed to, but then there's some other things in here that are really important to take a note of. So first off, hashtag Team Ricochet Season 3 recap and update. Note, studio teams are actively investigating reports of some players encountering issues that may result in disconnects from Warzone matches. These issues are not due to known malicious attacks or activity. Click here for more details. So this is related to a post that Call of Duty put out today, also talking about the server disconnects and server issues that we've had over the last several days, particularly in ranked play. So yesterday on May 6th, Call of Duty Updates on their Twitter puts this update out. We're actively investigating reports of some players encountering issues that may result in disconnects from Warzone matches following the Season 3 Reloaded update. This sent the community into an uproar. Everyone was panicking, talking about they're late in the period of Verdansk Modern Warfare 3 era when we had hackers DDoSing lobbies and disconnecting lobbies, particularly in ranked play. When they would get killed, they would just disconnect and lag the entire lobby out. And that was acknowledged by Call of Duty, and they addressed it and resolved that issue and said that that would no longer be a problem. It was due to a weakness they had found in their systems. So the whole community goes crazy the rest of the day yesterday and today, talking about this still happening. And everyone is so scared and beaten down and gun shy about being hacked on in this game that they don't believe the things that Call of Duty are telling them, rightfully so. I mean, we've been openly lied to and gaslit many times with some of these issues. So today, along with a minor patch update and this information on the Richochet team, Call of Duty Updates retweets this and reemphasizes, we understand the frustration caused by ongoing server crashes and want to clarify that these issues are not due to known malicious attacks or activity. Our studio teams are actively investigating the root cause, which shipped with the Season 3 Reloaded update. So again, they're saying they know it's happening, they understand it, and they're investigating it, but they do not believe this is involved with any types of cheat software or hacks or malicious attacks of any kind. So with that being said, in my mind, maybe they will finally start to address the fact that they need to update or upgrade their servers in some way or some capacity. I'm not a developer. I'm not a software coding engineer or anything like that, but I've been playing online games for a very, very, very long time, and it seems to me that they have squeezed all they can get out of these servers. Something is wrong. Something needs fixed, and this is step one, recognizing that there's a problem. So I'm not sure what's going on with the server disconnects. Let me know in the comments if you're still experiencing that. I personally haven't, but I have seen it going on many streamers that I've watched over the last couple of days. So, okay, so back to the Richochet article here. Verdansk is back, and for the first time in the map's history, ranked play has arrived. This is just a reiteration of the tweet they put out earlier. Again, hold that thought on the ranked play has arrived. Okay, so here are the Season 3 results recap. Shutdowns. Continuing to proactively destabilize the cheat marketplace with 5 more cheat makers shut down since our previous progress report, and over 150 cheat resellers disrupted since Black Ops 6 launched. I mean, that's a huge win. They continue to take legal action and force these companies to shut down. I did see something online. One of the larger cheat providers had been taken offline for weeks and then believed they had got their way around the system and went back online for a short period of time, maybe a day, and immediately had to take everything back down again because their users were getting detected and banned. So account linking impact. We've protected over 10,000 accounts that had a potential suspicious account link in Season 3. So they're giving us a number of accounts that they saw suspicious activity on. This goes back to the update and change they made to further security on linking accounts when you change platforms. Replay tech preview. New tech helps examine replays for faster investigation. Okay, so this is interesting. Additional updates, new elements added to the death widget, making kill cams clearer for players and more. I know what they were going for with this one, with the additional information on the kill cam, but unfortunately in Warzone, most of the time you're lucky if you get to see a kill cam, if it doesn't just get skipped by the gulag animation, or if you even get one. And then you take that into account that I know at least a lot of my friends that I play with are super casual players, and I can see where a lot of times, they have a hard enough time making sure to remember to look at their mini map, when let alone looking in the kill cam to look over there and peek and see what all affected them when they were killed. I mean, this is definitely information that should be available to the players, but I don't know that it's going to stop the false reporting and stuff that they were reporting that they'd seen previously, particularly on console players. So they have a fancy little graphic here, 150 cheat resellers disrupted and counting. No numbers on how many accounts were banned this time. I mean, I think that's something that the community was tired of hearing. I don't want to hear you ban 20,000 accounts and then get hacked on every other game. With that being said, I don't think that we're near as bad as we were towards the end of Urzikstan yet, but it has been seemingly ramping up over the last few days, the last week particularly since Season 3 Reloaded dropped. Okay, so Season 3 anti-cheat results. Season 3 arrived, and our team has successfully shut down 5 more cheat developers, on top of the 20 we've closed since Black Ops 6 launched. The Season 3 update has made a strong impact against cheat makers and resellers. For example, as we announced recently, Richochet Anti-Cheat quickly detected a cheat provider that came back online after weeks of downtime, resulting in a large-scale ban wave against its customer base, forcing it offline once again. Okay, so they're referencing what I had seen on Twitter or X. We've continued to cause chaos in the cheat marketplace and have hit a milestone of disrupting over 150 cheat resellers, shutting them down or rendering their software ineffective, and we're not slowing down. Oh, you're just reiterating yourself here. We got that information now. We know that new account creation is a tactic cheaters use when they get booted from the game, which is a reality for all free-to-play games like Call of Duty Warzone. We've been focusing our attention on targeting new accounts, and we're seeing strong results. On average, from the period between Season 2 and Season 3, new accounts are banned within 4 matches when they cheat. So, I mean, that's pretty good turnaround within 4 matches. I mean, you would like to see them be able to get them out before they even get into a match, or at least be banned within that match. But within 4 matches is a pretty good turnaround, especially if they're trying to mask and hide it, soft cheating, things like that. So the account linking policy change we made for Season 3 has helped protect long-standing accounts too. This change forced players to verify they're in control of an account if someone attempts to link a new PC account to an Activision ID. In only a few weeks, we've protected over 10,000 accounts that had a potential suspicious account link, but were blocked by the new verification requirement. Our roadmap continues with new systems and upgrades coming throughout Season 3 Reloaded, specifically with ranked play. Hold that thought and keep that in mind for later. In Call of Duty Warzone, as well as upcoming seasons. Our team's commitment remains the same. While threats continue to exist, we're focusing on strengthening the barriers to make cheating in Call of Duty a fool's errand, eliminating as many cheaters as possible before they can impact a match, and hunting down and removing any cheating account that makes its way into the game as quickly as possible. So, I mean, they're acknowledging here that hacker's going to hack, cheater's going to cheat, and someone's always going to find a way to get through the cracks. But, they're working on making it more annoying, more than anything. Like, why would you even waste your time if you're just going to have to continually get new accounts and, making it more challenging for them to do this. So hopefully that starts to become more effective. Okay, so the new death widget UI elements added. I think we need to rebrand this, fellas. This is it's quite a mouthful. In Season 3 Reloaded, we rolled out an expanded version of the Death Widget UI to provide more detailed information about how you were eliminated. In addition to showing attacker count and damage dealt, the widget now highlights additional key conditions that contributed to your death. Affected by heartbeat sensor, body shield on teammate, affected by resurgence mark, affected by prox alarm, affected by most wanted target. The update went live with Call of Duty Warzone Season 3 Reloaded launch day and is rolling out to Black Ops 6 multiplayer throughout the season. More elements will be added in the future, which will be communicated through progress reports and/or the COD updates account. Read more about the death widget in the Season 3 progress report. So here's another fancy, pretty graphic about the 10,000 accounts that were protected. Okay. Now, this is something very interesting here. There's some very strongly worded language in here. It seems like they have found some legal precedent based on some of the cases that they've had recently, some cease and desist orders that have been reported against some of the larger cheat developers that have seemed to be effective. So third-party hardware update. This is talking about and directed at things like the Cronus or other third-party hardwares that you may plug in, even in console, in order to cheat within the game. So they say here, despite detection in our public stance against third-party hardware used to cheat in our games and others throughout the industry, the makers of these devices continue to issue updates to try to circumvent our security systems. So a couple of years ago, during the Modern Warfare 2 era, they announced that they were able to detect third-party hardware, Cronuses, and then they were issuing like soft warnings, like I forget exactly what they did, like 2-day bans or something like that in regard to this. So they weren't doing hard bans for whatever reason at that time, but they could detect them. And then those makers of the hardware and the software for those, they've tried to work around those to keep them from getting detected. So in response, we've delivered cease and desist demands to several companies that create and sell these products, and will take them to court if necessary. We have already seen compliance from some of the companies we've contacted. However, we will continue to pursue other device makers in the market globally, as well as people that create scripts to manipulate Call of Duty game code. These devices and scripts used to cheat in our games are not welcome. Call of Duty does not endorse the use of these products. Any account that utilizes these devices on PC or console for the purpose of cheating will be permanently banned. So again, in the past, they always address these kind of with soft hands. And they're basically stating right here that, there's an argument. Is the Cronus cheating? Is it cheating when you use these items? I think it's pretty clearly stated here that they understand this to be cheating and that you are at risk of a permanent ban if you're detected using one of these devices. Now, the wording here about the cease and desist to these companies, did they send one of these to the makers of the Cronus in? That's one of the largest one of these hardwares that I think everyone's aware of, at least I'm aware of. And they sell these on Amazon or at Walmart or GameStop. And if you go onto Amazon right now, you can see how many they sell, like thousands of these every month. So are we going to be seeing these pulled from the shelves, or are they going to end up fighting this and taking this to court? I mean, this is not like, in my opinion, I don't know if this is true or not, but this is not like a software developer that's made a cheat that players are using to hack on PC. There are branded companies selling these items on big marketplaces and big box stores. So they are definitely liable for legal action and would be able to be found and brought to court. So it's going to be real interesting to keep an eye on this and see how this plays out. I hope this is effective at taking those things offline as well. So here is the information on the replay tech preview. Team Ricochet has been developing updates to its advanced video replay technology for some time to weed out wall hackers. This approach uses clips captured by Call of Duty's replay investigation tool, an internal tool to watch any completed match using captured and stored game data to determine the probability of suspicious gameplay using machine learning. With its sus score determined that information is currently elevated for review for human validation. This update ramps up our investigation speed, rising the worst offenders to the top of our review process for faster enforcement. Our replay investigation tool captures a ton of clips across Black Ops 6 and Call of Duty Warzone, but we see the bulk of its power in examining ranked play in multiplayer and in Battle Royale. It's unbelievably frustrating to be bumped off the leaderboard by a cheater, but RIT and its advancements, in addition to other major detection systems, are zeroed in on the ranked play experience. Keep that in mind again for later, because I bet they are. For an example of how our systems work together, cheaters caught by the replay investigation tool and this update are flagged for faster human review. Any confirmed cheaters will be banned. In addition, all players in the ranked play lobby invaded by the cheater will be refunded skill rating points in line with the SR refund update that went live earlier this season. The video above, slowed here to showcase within this blog, was created by the replay investigation tool. It features enemy outlines for viewers to spot suspicious behavior. Using video and game data, the system's machine learning update analyzes the clips to determine the probability someone is using wall hacks, represented by the rising graph below. So I assume the rising graph indicates like a percentage chance that cheats are being used given the situation. You can see the player on the left here is shooting through the wall. The other player on the right is not so direct, but also shooting through things and appears to be locking onto enemies. So that graph looks a little different. I don't really understand how this graph, what it's telling us, but basically they are looking at clips like this. And in ranked play, I can see where this would be more effective because they could honestly just target this towards the top 250 players at all times. That's a small pool of players, and you could always be potentially under review with this tool. So I hope they're using it in that way. That makes sense to me anyways. Okay, the replay investigation tool then elevates the score to our internal teams, identifying possible cheaters for human review and enforcement and learning more about spotting wall hacks or faster scoring with future video reviews. Okay, again, I'm not really sure what these graphs are telling me on here. I'm trying to watch this and see, and I don't know, but fancy tools, machine learning, hopefully this stuff works and makes it better for the rest of us in the game. To wrap up here, no anti-cheat system can eliminate all threats, but we continue to deliver updates to take the legs out from under cheat makers by banning their users, forcing them offline, and reducing the time to detection for accounts that make it into the game. Today and into the future, the Richochet anti-cheat roadmap continues with new updates being developed and deployed on a regular basis. Keep an eye out for updates and future progress reports across social media and the COD Updates X social account for real-time issues. So again, this sounds amazing. This all sounds like great information, as most of these blog updates about the anti-cheat system does. Again, the community is honestly so scorned by the experiences that we've had for the last five years now in Warzone particularly, that it's hard to take any of this on face value. So we're waiting to see more results, although I would have to give Call of Duty some credit. Since Season 3 has launched, since Verdansk has launched, I think we have seen a sharp decline in hackers from the level that we were at the end of Verdansk. Although in the last week or two, I do believe we're seeing, particularly in the higher level gameplay, the higher skill brackets, watching some of these content creators play ranked play, I've noticed that we're seeing more and more people using the cheats again. So hopefully we're going to start clamping down on that again. Like I said, the strongly worded things in that post there that give me some hope as to their approach going forward. It seems like they've gotten a lot of results and success with the legal approach, which, you know, let's go all in on that, right? I mean, if that seems to slow them down, then why wouldn't we do that? But again, coming back to the server situation and everyone in the community thinking that is hackers lagging out games and DDoSing games again, we got this little bit of information later this evening on the same day that we got the Richochet update. Around 5 p.m. Eastern, Call of Duty Updates posted this out to their X social account with ongoing investigations into server disconnects, as well as the recent rise in players not being properly awarded SR. We've made the decision to disable ranked play Battle Royale in Call of Duty Warzone. The playlist will be updating shortly. We apologize for the inconvenience and thank you for your patience while the team prioritizes work towards bringing ranked play experience back to its intended form as soon as possible. So they have just completely taken ranked out of the equation. Again, they say it's not due to attacks. They're having some massive server issues, so they're taking this offline until they can figure it out. I'm sure there will be some sort of adjustment period for those that may have been affected by this and lost SR and such. But it's very interesting to me that they just took this down altogether. When that happened, I checked some of the comments on this, and a lot of people were complaining about the problems they've been having trying to play the console-only ranked play since the launch of Season 3 Reloaded. So just a short while ago, they also posted this out to finish out the night. Well, we've continued to monitor matchmaking health for crossplay on consoles only and crossplay off settings, and additional adjustments have been made to improve search times. So they are trying to make it, trying to fix that as well. That could be related to these server issues. I'm not really sure, but ranked play not available in Call of Duty right now. So maybe the masses, the rest of everyone else who doesn't play in the ranked play lobbies, will be able to tell us over the next day or so if hackers have really come back in full force in Verdansk. Again, it's hard to trust the word of Call of Duty when it comes to this thing. We'll see how this plays out in action over the next several weeks. But I want to thank you guys for coming back in and checking out the video. Please, if you appreciated the content, if you like these types of videos, leave me a like, leave me a comment, let me know. Please subscribe to the channel. Join us on our road to 500 subscribers, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.